It is December 20, and it is my great pleasure to welcome JP back to Exopolitics today. Welcome,
What's up,
JP.
Doc? It's a pleasure to be here to bring you more information and to share the love and you know the beautiful, beautiful experiences.
You are listening to Exopolitics Today with Dr. Michael Sala, your source for the uncensored truth regarding the human, extraterrestrial, global, and political agenda. Click the like button and subscribe to this channel. And now, here's Dr. Michael Sala.
Well, it's been more than a month since we did an update, and I think you had something that you want to report on. And for those that don't know, JP retired from the US Army in end of August of 2024, and right now he is officially retired, and he is still being exposed to some information about the covert world of secret space programs and extraterrestrial contacts. So, JP, why don't you tell us what was the latest experience you had?
The latest experience, Doc. I was heading towards Tampa. In Tampa, I got family that lived there, and I was, driving over there, and it was 6 hours where I'm from. So I got there, and I was visiting my mom. She lives in Tampa, and I got there, and at night, I got there like around 4. But when I was starting to go to sleep, uh, I got like the horn of my car went off. So the alarm of my car went off like around 9 or 10 o'clock. So when I heard the horn of the car, I went outside and I had just sneakers and jeans. And I go outside because in Tampa, they sometimes you gotta be careful with the people that live around the Bay Area. I went outside, I was locked and loaded, and I see a car that was parked in the front, and I see a guy looking at me, and he's like, "Oh, come over here." I'm like, "Oh man, okay." So I went over there and I asked him, "Hey, did you just try anything with my car? Did you do anything?" He's like, "Yeah, I kicked your car." And I'm like, "Why you kick my car?" He's like, "Oh, because I wanted to get your attention." And I was like, "Oh, okay." Uh, so he's like, "Get in the car." And I'm like, I look at him and he tilts his head. And then I know, like, when they start tilting their head, I know where they're from, where they're coming from when they asked me to get into the car. So I got into the car. I didn't have no shirt on. And I said, "Hey, I got into the car and I said, "Hey, I need a shirt." He said, "Oh, we got you covered." So it's weird because the guy in the front, he gave me one of his like shirts. It's like a jacket, but you can close it up, and it was black, and it was made of metallic material in the inside. I don't know if you know what tinfoil hats are or helmets are, but it was made like a metal substance inside in between the fabrics to protect you from different things. So I had that on, and we started driving uh towards like a place where I used to take pictures or record. It's close to the it's close to a particular base, and
Yeah, just for people that maybe aren't aware of that, but in 2017, JP was living in Tampa, and he took dozens of photos of different types of craft, flying triangle shaped craft, rectangle shaped craft, even cigar shaped craft in that Tampa Bay Area, and they were released on exopolitics.org, and that was near MacDill.
Yeah. So they took me to this it looked like a library, right? I don't know, like an old library, and there was a lot of books. We parked, and I went into this building that looked like a library, and I'm looking around like this, and he says, "Just follow us, just follow us." And I'm like, how how do you guys know? We know always where you're at. Don't worry about that. We were always making sure you're safe and monitoring everything that you do. You know, I guess I felt a little bit, protective. Like they were telling me, hey, don't walk towards there. Don't, like, be careful. Like, once I'm under their wing, they protect you. Once you're under their wing, they protect you. It doesn't matter who you are, But if you feel that protection, you feel like they're trying to protect you from anything. You see them looking around, similar to what Secret Service do, and you see them like really protective and like protecting me, and I'm like, oh man, that's I wonder where we're going. So they took us out another door from the back of this building, and we got in a different car. So they left that car parked, and we got into a white minivan type of car. So we got in to that car, and the van goes to the side. There was no window, so I'm trying to memorize the turns because you could tell with the gravity pull of the car when you were making a right or left. We made a left for like 5 minutes, and then we made a right like for 10 minutes, and then I started feeling going down like into a ramp. So I didn't know where I was going. It's 5 minutes out. I think the van was going like 35 miles per hour according to the feel of the wheels of the bumps hitting the road. 10 minutes in, and then we started hitting the ramp. And then the ramp, it was another like 10 minutes. So a total of 25 minutes of travel from the place where we entered to go to the other vehicle. And we parked, and you say, okay, you just stay here real quick. We're going to just scope the area. So they started checking the area. And they opened the door and said, okay, come with us. Wear this hat. Some other guy gave me a hat. And this hat, when I took it, I looked in the inside, and it had like a metallic ring around the hat. So it looks like a regular hat that has a metallic of the same material that the shirt had. So it had a metallic, like, gel substance. It looked metal, and then you put it on, and once you put on that hat, Doc, you enhance. You think better, you feel better, you analyze everything better. Like, everything that is coming in waves stops automatic. So you feel like an empty, calm state, and you think like precise, like the answer is precise. You start talking in a better way. It is insane. The technology or the material that I put on. So I had a shirt that in between had a metallic substance that you could feel, that when you do like this to it, it feels like a grain, and you could feel like it's heavier, like if it's a metal. And then they give me a hat to protect me from whatever's coming in and for me to think straight. So they gave me that hat. Boom. I looked like one of them. I just had jeans on. So we were all wearing the same thing. Apparently, the guy had another jacket in the back of the van, and it was a total of 2 guys there in the car with me. So we entered, and it looked like a big, big, big parking lot, like an airport or like a building that we were at. And I didn't see no other cars. I only saw our minivan, our white van. And I was looking around, analyzing, and then I said, "This must be a big building because the structure was huge. Instead of being closer together, the 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 structure that holds the building was farther away. So I thought, this is a big building. This is a place that is huge. So it looked like a parking lot, but it had you could see in the floor it had a green level and it had a red level, and the center was blue. And I saw that, and it reminded me to a place where I went when I saw the pilots taking off with the Nordics, how it was color coded as well with those same colors. And we saw stairs that went down. I was trying to look for an elevator, but there was no elevator. So we went down these stairs, and I think we went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like a total 6 floors down in the stairs. And we saw, when he entered the door, I saw like 3 submarine looking crafts. Huge. It was like 50 yards. That's how big the area was. It was huge. 50 yards in diameter. They look like submarines, but the hatch was in the bottom, like the opening, and it came down like that, like the stairs. And they were lifted up with 2 metal pipes, and it was like on top of the metal pipes. And I'm like, how would they move this? When I started saying that, how would they move this? I saw in the distance another one, and it was turning on, and the front part has like little balls, and the back part it has like little balls, and it started glowing like a blue white pulsing. And I'm like, what the heck is that?
Well, when you say that, when you say the end of it had these balls, are you talking something like a radome?
I'm talking about like it looked like a Tesla like thing. It was emitting a pulse electricity that was glowing blue and white, and it was pulsing in the front and back.
Kind of like static discharge, but it was just
Yeah, it was static,
pulsing
but
energy.
it looked like an orb. Like it stayed, like those balls that when you touch it and it electrifies your hands.
Mm-hmm.
So it stayed like it doesn't spread out. It stayed like an aura. Like it created like an aura, and you can see the glow. And I asked the guy, I said, "Hey, these are cool ships." He's like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, they're awesome. They're amazing." And I'm like, I already said that it was a ship, so I knew what it was. And I'm like, why do you guys have me here? He's like, oh no, they just want you to see this, and also to give out the information that these types of cigar-shaped ships are going to be flying all over the place. And they told us to pick you up and show you this. And I said, they who? They said, don't worry about it, who they are. They just told us to pick you up and show you these 3 ships for you to see it for yourself. I said, can I take pictures? can I take a video of it? He looked at me and he tilted his head. He says, no, but we do want you to share that these ships are going to start showing up around the world. And they're different shapes and sizes. You know, some of them come from not this world, and some come from certain governments. So we just want the public to know that these ships are going to be showing all over the place. And yeah.
Can you describe a little more about how the ships look and their size? I mean, you mentioned 50 meters long. So how high was it?
It was a size of like you put like two school bus on top of each other.
I see.
So 12, 13 plus 13 is a total of 26 feet.
Okay.
And it's as wide also, like 26 feet.
And the color and,
It was like the color was like a blackish gray. But you could see it reflecting from the floor as well. So it was reflecting, it was like a metal reflecting like a mirror, similar to like a mirror color. Similar to the same ship that I photographed in Orlando that was reflecting the trees
all right.
that the Nordic picked me up in. And this ship was different from the one I took a picture of over there in Tampa when the orbs was coming out of it. And I took that video and picture of it.
Yeah, we have that video, or we have that picture. That picture actually was included in the Tampa Bay Times. They ran a story about it. So these orbs are similar, you're saying, to what was seen then in terms of the color?
Yeah. It's similar color to what we saw in that ship. And also the glowing part was I think I took a video of it in Orlando, and you posted as well. I took it with my wife, and we saw it flying, and it was a cigar-shaped ship, and it was flying away from the car and all that. And I remember sending you that video as well, and it was a same ship of that size. So,
And the bottom was the only place where you could kind of enter and leave that craft, that there would be kind of hatch at the bottom, unlike a submarine where it's top.
yeah, so it has like two metal poles holding it. So I don't know. That thing looks so heavy. I don't know how it's put on top of there, not unless it floats and it flies, and it parks. It parks there. So that was a beautiful sight, seeing these ships. And then they asked permission to take me inside, but the other guy said, no, he can't go inside. Because I was asking, hey, can I go inside to check it out? To see if it looked like the other ship I went into that had a corridor. When they started taking like blood out from me, I don't know if I sent you those pictures of them taking out blood, and you can see the mark. And they took me.
Was that the one in Tampa?
Yeah, that was the one in Tampa. So
Okay, yep, that was that was you took some pictures of that craft. It was a rectangle shaped craft,
Mhm.
and you sketched the interior of a long corridor, and you said that there were like weapon consoles on the sides as you were walking down, and you described the patch of the guy of the operative on that craft, and we identified it as Air Force Special Operations, the air commandos.
Yeah, I think we let that go prior of the first Trump administration.
Yeah, that was
happening.
2000. That was 2017. October 2017
Yeah.
was when you were taken on that rectangle shaped craft.
Mm-hmm. So I was taking in my air and just looking with my eyes left to right, and I was like, oh, wow, okay. Because I have seen them, but I haven't like experienced the turning on of it and experience you feel like also like a consciousness, like trying to communicate with you when it turns on, and like asking you questions about your life, and you answer it back with your brain. And I think this hat enhances the communication also with these ships, and and I guess it's like a type of AI or a type of technological connection that you have with it, but you feel like if it knows you already, like it goes into your like memory and knows everything about you. Knows what you like, what food you like, it knows your the way you are, the attitude, what questions you're gonna ask. It's an amazing technology when these ships interact with you. And I'm sure that's what the pilots experience with the Nordic ships, you know. Uh I don't
Were
know
you
what.
allowed to touch the ship?
Oh no, I did not get to touch a ship. Uh Last time I touched a ship, Doc, I closed my eye and I ended up back in the farm. So I keep my distance when I come to touching a ship again.
I see. And so there were three ships, and they were kind of like all parked or arranged side by side.
Yeah, they were arranged like side by side, but the one in the center was turning on, and it was beautiful. It was amazing. It's like, yeah, it was a beautiful experience. It's like
And were there other kind of, I mean, 50 meters long? I mean, that's a pretty long
a big
craft. Were
place.
there technicians or soldiers around any of the craft?
It was only us three. I think it was arranged. I think they already knew I was heading over there, so they had
Okay.
everything arranged already to just show me this. And he said that they're gonna start showing up all over the place. These bigger crafts, not just these orbs. So
Okay, so when they're turned off, they're kind of like a dark gray, but when they start getting activated and they're lighting up, yeah, can you describe?
they turn into like a metallic color. Like it looks like a mirror. It turns into a mirror. So I guess when it's in the cloud, it mirrors the cloud off of it and it camouflages it. So depending how high it is from the cloud, it mirrors the cloud. So it looks like a cloud when it moves. Is mirroring the cloud. So all you see is like a type of shadow. You don't see completely the ship itself. So it's a
So
nice
it's kind of like
technique.
a stealth camouflage skin that it
Solid,
has.
solid stealth, yeah, type of skin that it has, and it's really smart of controlling the lights surrounding and shadow surrounding as well. So you look at it, you look like you look at the whole floor instead of the floor in the ship. But you could tell the ship because the ship on top is mimicking what is on top. That it was dark. So when I saw the ship in front of me, it had, if you look at the animal kingdom, the chameleon is really good at doing that. Mimicking its surrounding, and I'm sure scientists has studied the animal kingdom with different types of cuttlefish, octopus, and other animals. The majority of things that we have, we also look at the animal kingdom um, for ideas, like the spider, like other animal species that can help us enhance whatever it is that is military. And on top of that, we got the ETs sharing technology and also doing the same thing. Looking at animal species, see what they can get from the animal species to implement it in their technology, and they do this world by world as well with different types. Because our animal kingdom, our animal species in our world is really unique, Doc. They have a lot of different abilities, similar to like superheroes. So it's amazing the animal kingdom and what technology we can branch out from um, studying the blood and also um, the animal kingdom what they carry in itself too.
So this kind of technology, it sounds very similar to an invisibility shield that I remember reading DARPA, or invisibility metal that DARPA had developed, and And so, yeah, just as you were saying, it just mimics the surroundings. So this craft, when it's activated and floating up, if it wanted to, it could just like look like it disappeared because it would just, the metal would reflect the surroundings. So all of a
Oxygen
sudden,
particles, the particles that is around it, it mimics.
I see.
So anything like if there's a fire and smoke, it mimics those particles. So it mimics the micro particles around it. So it makes it disappear.
Okay. But if it obviously it if those craft want to start appearing all over the United States and around the world so people could see it, what would people see? Would they kind of see like a smooth mirror-like ship up there or a like dark gray
Similar to
metallic?
the picture I took that the Tampa Bay Times
I
shared.
see. So they'd see like a dark gray type of ship up there floating.
They will see
Okay.
that, and people are going to get pictures, a lot of videos and pictures of these craft, and I think this is going to be the beginning, also, of other governments being scared.
I see. So this craft, just to be clear, it's not an extraterrestrial craft. It belongs to the secret space program.
I'm going to say not. It's a international type of thing. It's not just us, So, and it's there's technology there that it does come from extraterrestrials.
Mhm.
Yes.
And the facility where these three cigar-shaped craft, submarine-looking type craft, were being kind of kept. Can you describe that more? Was it like a hangar? What was
It
the?
looked like a big parking lot. But when we went down the flat of stairs, like 6 floors, 6 floors is how many feet? It was the same size of the craft. Like when you enter this room, the height that you see was the 6 floors. so
Let's
so
see.
it's right under the parking lot. Like you go down the stairs and then you go in and it's a big room. So the structure was huge because the metal, the concrete that hold the building was really separated. So it looked like a big, like if it was carved or something like that. So
Okay, so kind of like an underground car park. Just like if you went to a big shopping mall, there's a big underground car
it
park.
looks like a subtropolis. I don't know if you ever heard of that over there in I think is it Illinois? It's called subtropolis. It looks similar to that. It's a
Uh,
place where uh you can look it up later. And it's and I'll send you the link. It's a place that they built underground, and it's huge,
mhm,
and it looked similar to Subtropolis.
mhm. So these two guys that picked you up and dropped and kind of like showed you that facility in the three craft in that big kind of underground car park thing, they were briefing you or telling you that these cigar-shaped craft are going to be seen all over the world soon,
Yeah,
and that this is all part of preparing people for what?
I assume it's contact.
Okay, contact. All right, so they're going to show these craft which belong to a corporation, a government agency, or the Air Force. They're going to start showing those because what? They want people to feel comfortable with seeing big cigar-shaped craft up there.
They want people to feel comfortable, yeah, about these ships. But there's going to be a lot of mixture of things happening during this time, So they're going to choose this time really, really careful. We got that Project Bluebeam that everybody's talking about. We have to be careful. We got the drones. We have to be careful. And um, but it is cigar and TR-3B looking ships that are going to start floating around, and people are gonna. I think already we can see that people are already taking a lot of videos and taking a lot of pictures. And we said 4 weeks ago or maybe a month ago that this was going to happen. When the Nordic came to my house and he told me, "Hey, we're going to start revealing ourselves," the next week that all that started happening, and we're like, "Wow, that's confirmation of what he said was, what the Nordic told me was right." And
So when these crafts start revealing themselves, I mean, they're obviously not extraterrestrial craft, but they're going to be part of this disclosure process that will result in extraterrestrial craft, like the Nordics revealing themselves. So will these craft, like, will the government or someone come forward and at some point and say these craft are actually ours?
I don't think yet that's going to happen. I'm going to keep that closed up because of security of
Hmm.
our country for now. But I think it's going to start upgrading to smaller crafts, regular size craft, cigar-shaped craft, and then it's going to keep getting bigger until maybe the arcs show up and people are like, "Holy crap, the arcs are here." So I think it's a psychological uh, process that they do is little to biggest, just to normalize people with the ships. I guess that's the route, uh, maybe that they want to do. You know,
I, s- I see. So like right now, people are seeing these kind of car-sized, they're calling them drones, all over America, especially the East Coast. But that's going to now soon that's going to change, and they're going to see these bigger cigar-shaped craft, 50 meters long, and that after that it'll get even bigger with the space arcs or the motherships.
so it's the politics around the world is also screwing a lot of things up, Doc. You and me know that. So it also depends on the politics around the world and what happens with every administration around the world, because it's a team effort. So if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen, and it's gonna happen automatically, or if it's gonna drip drop away like it has been doing it. So that it'll be sad if they decide to drip drop away and elongate it a little bit more. But that's what is looking like. They want to elongate the process of sharing all this. It's, I guess, you know, I wish I had control, but we don't have control.
Okay, so you were told that these cigar-shaped craft are going to soon start being seen around the world. Now, are we talking about after the Trump administration begins, like after January 20, that this is going to happen?
Can't say that, Doc. I'm sorry.
Okay, all right, no problem. Okay, well, so yeah, anything else you want to say about this? I mean, I guess afterwards, what happened? They just returned you home?
After that, they gave me something to eat. I ate it. Uh, you know, I eat everything they give me. So it made me feel like not dizzy, but like not blacked out. But I closed my eyes, I opened it, I was in front of my house. Uh, and he says, "Oh, you're back." Um, and I woke up inside the parking lot where I live, where my mom lives, and it was still night. And when I look at the clock, I got back like around 3, around there a.m.
And when did this happen? I mean, today's December 20. When did this happen?
It happened like Saturday,
Saturday of last week. So we're talking about the 14th.
around there, yeah.
And you got the green light from the guy, the officer at the base where you were stationed
Well,
to.
he's not like an officer, but he is a high-ranking dude. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Perfect. All right. Well, yeah. So any final words you want to say to the audience before we finish this?
Um, I'm really excited for what is to come. We just have to have a same mindset of love frequency. And I'm sure that if we all unite and send out this love and care about each other, I think we should get what we want. You know, the truth is going to come out. It's like a lion, right, Doc?
Right. Well,
Right? It's
the
going to
truth
come
is
out
coming.
regardless. So, uh, and hopefully, I hope other service members that served, they're protected. Just share what your experiences and all that, and all that. And this is the best country where I live, Doc, and I want people to know that. And I love this country from the bottom of my heart, and I will protect it with my heart. And if I'm being told to say this, it's for a reason. You know, uh, People need to know, and it's gonna be amazing times,
Hmm.
and we're gonna move forward together and united, and we will. The light will win. That's all.
Right.
We will win, and everything is gonna be okay.
And thank you for actually reminding us that you've been asked to reveal this, that this is not like a whistleblower, that you are like someone that's connected with the inside covert world, and they're asking you to reveal this, but in a way where I guess it's not too specific, but people can get an idea, a general idea
Yeah,
of
a
what's
general
coming.
idea, and you know, and also, just keep me in prayers. In a high vibratory, because there's a lot of things happening in between. And let's see how 2025 starts.
Right.
Gonna be amazing, and we're gonna prosper. This is gonna be the
Hmm.
golden age.
Hmm. Well, this is very appropriate because as you are actually one of the panelists for this December 28 webinar, where we're going to be talking about the exopolitical state of the planet, and you will be. So this topic is very much in line with that. So, yeah, anything you want to say about this upcoming webinar on December 28? And I mean, you're going to be one of the panelists, and we'll be getting you to answer questions. But what you just revealed is very much along the lines of what the content of what we're going to be discussing.
Yeah, yeah. I believe it's gonna be amazing webinar. I might have more information in the webinar that I can share, and I'll probably have uh my lower part with something covering my face, but with this off. So little by little, yes, Doc, I do want to take off this beautiful helmet and
Okay.
let's see what happens. In this webinar, I'm gonna take the lower part of this off and just cover my face with a type of blanket or something, but you can see a little bit of the structure of my face. So
Okay,
little by little.
perfect. We look forward to that. And of course, people will be able to hear you more clearly because this will be a 2 hour panel that you'll be on. And of course, you're wearing a helmet now
Hmm.
because it has helped maintain your anonymity. But in the future, the plan is that you're going to, I guess, just reveal yourself.
Yeah,
You've pretty much decided that this is what you're going to do.
reveal myself and get subpoenaed.
Oh, okay, there we go. When you reveal yourself and your name, then you could actually be called upon to appear before the Congress and reveal what you know.
Well, hopefully not, but if
Okay.
that's the case, uh, whatever it is to bring the beautiful truth and the beautiful technology and the beautiful peace and love to humanity.
Wonderful. Well, I want to thank you, JP, for your courage and for your service to your country. And this is a very important revelation that we are going to very soon start experiencing some much larger craft, but this is actually being planned, it's well thought out, and people are being prepared for it. So thank you for playing your role in all of that.
Yeah, and everybody, para todos no Brasil, obrigado por escutar exopolitics.org. E no webinar que a gente vai fazer, eu vou mostrar a parte de minha cara um pouquinho. E aí a gente pode conhecer-nos mais ainda, entendeu? Obrigado por Dr. Michael Sala por trazer esta informação também que eu estou trazendo para ele. E muito obrigado, Brasil. Para todos que hablan espanhol, gracias por existir esta información. Y esta información que estamos aquí en exopolitics.org, trayendo esta webinar que vamos a hacer la semana que el día 28. Y yo voy a estar sacando la parte de abajo para que vean mi cara y mi rostro, para que también pueda yo explicarme un poquito mejor, porque a veces me suena un poquito diferente. Pero ahí estamos. Thank you, Doc. I just, translated that in the webinar. I'm going to be taking off the lower part of my helmet and talk more information about what we're talking about with the orbs and different types of things that we're going to bring that I think the public's going to be excited.
Well, thank you again, JP.
JP out.
You have been listening to Exopolitics Today with Dr. Michael Sala. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Join or start a conversation in the comments. Take the time to explore the vast library of best-selling books, webinars, and podcasts by Dr. Sala. Visit exopoliticstoday.com.